Okay, so this is the review for your quiz that's coming up. First page says for each word problem, clearly define your variable and then write a system of equations. You do not have to solve these. So that's just a reminder on that. It says a plumber charges a flat trip fee plus an hourly labor rate. So I am going to let the flat trip fee be my X. And then I'm going to let the hourly labor rate be my Y. And remember, if you put just that and don't get anything else, that will be a few points on your quiz per problem. So make sure you do that. If you don't do that, you will lose points. So then they break it up where we have a 3-hour job and a 5-hour job. So let's start with the 3-hour. So when the plumber comes out, he will charge no matter what the flat trip fee, because that's just coming out. He charges that. Sorry, you can probably hear my cat in the distance. And then the hourly rate, we already know that's 3 here, so it's 3Y. And that cost will be the $225. The other one, the 5-hour, you're still going to have the flat trip fee. It's going to be 5 hours, and then that cost $345. So that's all you would need to do for that problem, and you would be done. Next one, a mother is currently 3 times as old as her daughter. So I'm going to start with the mother, and that is going to be my X. And then I'm going to let the daughter be the Y. And remember, you have to have some kind of defining. Show me which variables you're using for what. So I'm going to take that first sentence and write an equation. So here I go. It says a mother, so we're using X for mother. Then it says is, and remember, is means equals. 3 times the daughter. Oop, I should have done that in pink, sorry. I do the Y in pink. Okay, next part. In 12 years, and I'm just going to ignore that for just a minute and come back to that. It says the mother, so remember I used X for mother, will only be, so that's like our equal, twice, and that is really important. Twice is definitely on your quiz. Remember, twice means multiply by 2. So what are we going to multiply by 2? We're going to multiply her daughter. So her daughter's age. Now, what's weird about this problem is we have to address the 12 years that I had at the very beginning. So in 12 years, we have to add the 12 to the daughter, and we have to add the 12 to the mother. And that's how you get that equation. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and mark this one off. This one's way too hard. You're not going to have anything like that on your quiz, So I just am marking that one off because that one is honestly kind of confusing the way it's written. So let's do this one. A community concert hall sells 3 categories of seating. So we're going to have our VIP, and I'm going to let that be my X. And then we're going to have our general admission. I'm going to let that be my Y. And then we have students. And I'm going to let that be my Z. Then it says a word that we've used a while. It says a total of 500 tickets were sold. So we can make an equation dealing with the total. So what I need to do for the total is VIP plus general admission plus the students, and that equals that total of 500. So there's one equation. Now the other equation, just like we've done before, is when we're dealing with money. So let's see what each of these are worth. So the first thing that we have is the VIP are $40. So I have 40x plus the general admission is $20 plus the students, and it looks like the student tickets cost $10. So 10Z. And that total amount that they generated from this was that 10,500. Now, if you have 3 variables, you're going to have 3 equations. So the other equation, instead of total money, I'm just going to call it, let's compare things. So let's see what we're comparing. It says the venue manager noted that the number of general admission tickets sold was, so I could do general admission is the Y. Was is the same thing as our equal that we had a little bit ago. And then we have that word that we had again twice. Remember, multiply something by 2. What are we going to multiply by 2? We're going to multiply VIP and student tickets, and then we are going to combine them. Combining them is the same thing as adding. So I'm going to have my VIP, meant to do that in pink, sorry, my VIP plus my students. I'm going to add those together, and there's my 3.